So, Trump tests positive for the Rona. Live updates. Biden say they'll continue to pray for the Trumps, and Pence test negative. So, President Trump announced early Friday he and First Lady Melania Trump tested positive for the Rona. The announcement came hours after it was reported that advisor Hope Hicks, with whom he had recently traveled, had been infected. Vice President Mike Pence and Second Lady Karen Pence both tested negative. Outpourings of support and well wishes for the president have flooded in for the President 74. In addition to the concerns about the Trump's health, the positive test result raises many questions about the impact the development could have on the presidential election, which is just 32 days away. Follow here for the latest updates. Yeah. The world reacts. The world expressed sympathy as well as a bit of schadenfreude at the news Trump tested positive for the Rona. Where Trump has been. Trump has been traveling and meeting with people a lot over the last few days, including trips to Minnesota, New Jersey, Ohio, plus a White House ceremony to nominate Amy Coney Barrett to the Supreme Court. Hope Hicks, White House advisor. Hope Hicks also tested positive for the Rona. It was announced yesterday. There's 32 days until Election Day, 5 days until the vice presidential debate, 110 days till Inauguration Day, and 91 days left in 2020. Okay. Biden says we'll continue to pray for Trump. Democratic presidential nominee Joe Biden said he and his wife Jill Biden will continue to pray for President Trump and First Lady after they test positive for the Rona. Jill and I send our thoughts to the President and First Lady for a swift recovery. We will continue to pray for the health and safety of the President and his family, the former Vice President tweeted Friday morning. Vice President Mike Pence and his wife tested negative Friday morning, his office announced, hours after the President was positive. As have been routine for months, Vice President is tested for COVID-19 every day. This morning, Vice President Pence and the Second Lady tested negative. Pence remains in good health and wishes the Trumps well in their recovery. Steve Mnuchin, Treasury Secretary Mnuchin, tested negative for COVID-19 Friday morning. As part of our regular protocols, Secretary Mnuchin has been tested daily. He tested negative this morning and will continue to be tested daily, tweeted Monica Crowley, Assistant Secretary for Public Affairs at the Department of Treasury. Pompeo and his wife are negative. Feeling fantastic. It was tested about 30 minutes ago. It was en route to Croatia. Praying for the President and the First Lady that they'll have a speedy recovery, he said. I spoke with the Vice President's office this morning as well. We're taking this obviously very seriously and will do everything we can to keep everyone safe. Pompeo said he is reevaluating future travel, including a scheduled trip this weekend to Florida, followed by a visit to Asia starting Sunday. He said his own doctor and the State Department's medical team has told him it would be perfectly fine to make both these trips, but we're going to continue to look at it. Former White House Dr. Ronnie Jackson told Fox News the president is asymptomatic, but that does not ensure he will not develop symptoms in the coming days. About 40% of the people who contract Rona never develop symptoms. For the 60% of people infected who do develop symptoms, they can experience fever, cough, shortness of breath, fatigue, body aches, headache, loss of taste or smell, sore throat, runny nose, nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea. Because of his age and obesity, Trump is in 2 very high-risk groups for developing severe symptoms, hospitalization, and death. At 74, the president is 5 times more likely to be hospitalized and 90 times more likely to die of the Rona than someone between the ages of 18 and 29. Impact on the presidential race. Even if Trump is one of the lucky ones, he is expected to have to remain in quarantine until he is no longer contagious, which could take him off the campaign trail between now and Election Day. Trump had already canceled a rally in Florida on Friday, and the revelation of his positive result raised questions about his ability to hold rallies, fundraisers, and participate in presidential debates scheduled later this month. The president has tried to keep voters' attention away from the Rona pandemic, which has killed more than 200,000 people in the U.S., polls consistently show voters think Biden is better equipped to handle the outbreak. The looming fight over the nomination of Judge Amy Coney Barrett to the Supreme Court offered a perfect opportunity for Trump to fire up his supporters and donors over something that had nothing to do with the Rona and its economic fallout. But Trump's test result is likely to rob him of the ability to focus the nation's attention on that fight. I think that's the end, yeah. So, this really throws a monkey wrench in things. I wish he wouldn't have been so stubborn about wearing a mask. Another article that I read said that there was a whole bunch of people on the plane with him, including Kayleigh McEnany, the press secretary. I think that's her title, press secretary. She was on the plane. A whole bunch of other people close to him in his office, including a senator, I believe. Were all on Air Force One. All his kids, Jared, Melania, everybody was on the plane going to the debate the other night. So it's possible that Trump was positive during the debate. I hope not. I hope he's not spreading it around to anybody. People are just going to roast him over this. There's going to be absolutely no letting up, because he's been so lackadaisical about the whole thing and downplaying it and refusing to wear a mask for so long. It's going to be really out of hand. I don't know what's going to happen now. I wonder what they're going to do about the debate. Are they going to just cancel it, or are they going to have Trump appear over Zoom or something, Skype or something like that? I wouldn't doubt that they do plan something like that. I think they were planning something like that anyway, so that they could cut his mic at the next debate. So, yeah, hopefully they don't cancel things. Hopefully Trump stays healthy. I'm not a Christian. I don't really believe in God. I wish I did. Life would be a little easier. I'd have something comforting in my life, but I'm praying for him. I don't want to see him get sick. I don't want to see anything happen to him that's going to cause him to lose this election. So, yeah, I'm just kind of speechless right now. Isn't it ironic? Is this irony, where he's been so against wearing a mask and now he's got the virus? There's been other people that, someone else high up in the Republican Party wouldn't wear a mask and didn't believe it was a big deal, and then he got it and died from it. A black guy. Can't think of his name right now. They sure roasted him. They didn't have nothing nice to say about him, even though he had passed away, and they couldn't just let him rest in peace. They're not going to let Trump live this down. This may have lost him the election. I sure hope not. I cannot stand. I will cry if Joe Biden is elected. Won't do it on camera. I don't want people making fun of me like everybody made fun of everybody for crying about Hillary losing. I'm smarter than that. But I might literally cry if Biden is elected. It's terrifying. I don't think he'll be as far left as he's trying to pretend he is when he's talking to people from the far left. Because I think he actually is rather moderate, but I don't think Kamala Harris is, and I think she'll push him to be more and more radical, if she doesn't just push him out of the presidency and take it over for herself. I was actually surprised at the debate the other night that Biden was able to remain alert and coherent basically throughout the whole debate. I really did not expect him to do so well. Yeah, I had a pretty low bar set for him, and he passed it. I think Trump kind of looked like a bully. which doesn't really bother me because I don't mind a bully as long as he's on my side. But yeah, I don't know what else to say. I'm just surprised, shocked, totally bummed out, for lack of a better term. Um, I'm really anxious to see what this becomes now. It's like this year just keeps getting worse and worse, and I don't know how much of our country is going to survive it. The stock market's already taken a plunge because of the news of Trump having the Rona. So our recovery is now in question again. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. I guess that's all I got. I'll talk to you guys later.